Expedition 33 should win Game of the Year with zero competition. If there is even somebody else like in the talk, our cup just runneth over as video game nerds. Like I
I
can't even.
hope, I hope beyond hope we get a game that can rival this due to that exact fact. Between the story, the characters, the artistry, just top to bottom,
Dude,
amazing. Couldn't have been a better
we
game.
just finished this game
Genuinely.
this week, and the both
Mm,
of us, and we can finally fully talk about it with each other and with you guys, and we are beyond the level of psyched.
yeah.
This is like this is what I didn't know I wanted anymore. This is what I wanted so badly like 10 years ago, and then I gave up on wanting this. And then here it is. Like
And then there it is.
a perfect RPG, turn-based, story-based first,
The
everything else second game.
Exactly. The
Like
fact that they put the story first, and there will be story spoilers. So definitely make
yes.
sure if you don't want anything spoiled, get out of
Spoiler
here.
alert. Actually, like please genuinely do not watch this if you haven't played this game, or if you do, at least just like if you don't care to at all. Like, do not ruin this
Because
for yourself because it is an incredible experience to go through this game.
yeah, especially if you've dealt with grief, if you've dealt with loss, it is the main theme of the game. It's definitely the overall like function of the game.
Yeah.
Each character is kind of their story and everything is based around a different aspect of grief and dealing with it and the cycle of
Yes,
it.
dude. Like, a great example of that is like you and I were talking, and like Lune, her grief
Oh,
comes from like parental pressure, right? Like
mhm.
CL, she has like law. She's grieving the loss of an unborn child. You know, like there's so many people out in the world that can relate with that grief. She's grieving the loss of a husband. So many
Mm.
people can relate with that grief. So many people can relate with Lune's grief, with the family's grief of losing their son, a brother, a friend, you know, like whatever it was.
And not only with the grief itself, but with how they're dealing with the grief,
Yeah,
with how
everyone
they
deals with it.
overcome
Yep,
it.
in a
Mm,
different sort of like pillar of grief. You know, there's
yeah.
like the anger, the like violence, the like unacceptance, the
Hmm.
like almost numb acceptance, where like the like full like need to be in control of everything now.
The search for the
Like
explanation in
yes,
Lune.
like
Like
dude, you
that's
know,
what I
like
see.
it's like you said, hats off to Sandfall. Like oh my god,
Oof.
like whoever, I don't exactly know the writer, like everyone involved, like someone have had to have like such a personal experience with grief, multiple experiences with grief, that they
Mhm.
could all combine into this beautiful game.
And
Like
they did it well. The artistry, it's top notch. The aesthetic of it, the music. So that's the thing
oh
that
dude,
struck
the
me
music,
first. Quite
bro.
literally, the opening scene, what struck me first was I thought, oh, this is beautiful. And then it was like, whoa, I got chills.
I
I'm getting
called
chills
you
right now just thinking about
when
it.
I first
That
started
opening
because I
scene is
started a little
incredible.
bit before you,
Hmm.
and I told you I love everything about this game. I'm not so huge onto like the music. It's very operatic, and that's just not something that I personally enjoy in my personal life. You know what I mean? So like, but dude, it's second to none in any game I can think of. In any game I can think of, there's no better soundtrack.
Yeah. Like, I
It's
don't know who this guy is, but he somehow
impeccable.
rivals Nobuo
Dude,
Uematsu.
all the Final
Like,
Fantasy games have epic music.
yeah, I
But
mean,
this music
it's, you
felt,
know,
God, like it just felt beautiful. Artistry, like you said at the beginning, is like this game is just dripping in it.
mm,
From like the like actual visuals of the game to the music to the story to like the background, like dude,
even the
everything.
mechanics, the way that they work together, which we do have an episode out that's spoiler free where we talk in depth about the mechanics. So we're not really going to get into it here, but that's at Hosts for
Yes.
Hire podcast. Go check out that video as well as our other ones. We'd appreciate it.
Trying to hit
But
that 10K. Help us out.
what we didn't talk about and what kind of goes along with that is the weapons and abilities because we didn't know how many
Dude,
there
there's
were.
so
There are so
many.
many.
Like me as a gamer, I always want more. That's just something, like if you enjoy like this type of stuff and you're gluttonous with it, like
Exactly,
no
yeah.
matter how many games there is in a Final Fantasy, I always want that like just more. Give me more.
Yep.
Bruh, I felt satiated.
I was overwhelmed a little even.
There's 100.
Over
There's
a
over a
100
hundred.
weapons, almost 200 abilities.
Like,
It's insane.
dude, like and then like there's like also like probably like
The
90
skills.
skills.
Yeah, I didn't even think about the skills
Jesus,
too.
dude, there's just so much. I love it. Like there's so much to the exploration of the game.
Oh,
You don't get a map, and that's like such a big gripe for some people, and I can understand it. Like
yeah.
a good example of this is I played Wukong, and there's no map, or there wasn't a map. Now there's a map because not having a map was such an egregious act of like violence and villainy that they had to put one in, because otherwise you were dude, just wandering through that game. Just
Yeah,
wandering through
with
that game.
this one, it's definitely a little better. Like,
And it's purposeful. Like it's meant
yeah.
for you to immerse yourself completely.
Mhm.
Memorize these maps almost in your mind. Like I can go in some of these maps in my mind, bro, and that's incredible.
And that adds to the JRPG feel of it as well,
Right.
because you didn't have maps back in the
Yes.
90s. We
Dude,
didn't have
this is the
maps.
new style, the FRPG, dude. La France. Vive la France.
Seriously, they really changed the game with this, I think. They started something that
Give me some more
hopefully,
FRPGs, bro.
yeah, specifically Sandfall and your team, please make more. Please make
I
more.
know more,
Uh,
dude. This mystery with the writers, it's
oh,
in my soul, Kyle.
the painters and the writers. Okay, jumping into the story a little bit. Like, first off, they introduce you to Gustav, who's an amazing main
Oh,
character,
you said
and
it.
then they introduce you to this amazing main character that you instantly connect with. He's throwing rocks at the pillar like he'd done it since he was a kid, and he couldn't give up on
Well,
this
like
dream.
everything with Sophie, like you're just
Mhm.
introduced to this character losing the love of his life, like right there,
In this
like
horribly tragic world.
boom, like 70 to like 90% of us already relate with this character,
Mhm.
no matter who you are. Like, like just like bam, that's happened to everybody. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
immediately you bond with this man, dude. I'm
And then
playing
they rip him from you
playing
so
the game. Plus, I'm
unceremoniously.
avoiding the stone cliffs like the plague, dude. There's nothing else for me to do. I
You
have
have
to
to
move
watch
on,
him
dude.
die
I have
again.
to let go. And I can't, dude. Like you said, to do that to a main character and then introduce to you the actual main character and then not have you hate that man.
Impressive. It's so like
How did you do it?
they made him so easy to sympathize with. Any other character, like any other writing, if it
Oh.
was written any other way, I would have hated that character. I'd have been suspicious of him at the very least.
Immediately, I did hate him. Immediately, I was like, "You are no Gustav. How dare you wield the? How dare you stand where he stood?" Because he comes in and immediately starts being very brotherly
Yeah.
to Mael, and I immediately was like, "Hand on your chest, bruh." But it's her actual brother.
Got you all twisted around already immediately. It's
Incredible work out of this like 30 to 40 person team. Like I can't even say enough about that. Like,
yeah.
dude, if we're getting games like triple A games, not to say that like games like God of War are like that were bad. Those were like that's what I thought was the best game up until this very moment. At least that we've gotten in a long time.
Yeah.
Uh it's crazy what now I am expecting out of that. If these 40 people can do what they've just done, man, if you have if you have hundreds of millions of dollars at your like disposal to
And
make a game,
thousands
if you
of
have
teams.
tens of millions of dollars at your disposal and you have people on teams, if
you,
teams plural are working on this, dude, I'm out.
you're
You're out of excuses.
no, the bar has been raised. The bar has been raised. And that's the other thing, talking about God of War. This made us feel this way without the benefit of nostalgia. Like, I felt this way
Original
about God of
story,
War.
dude.
I felt this way about Final Fantasy VII Rebirth.
Yes,
Those
brother.
have such a deep, integral part of my gaming
Yes.
experience that it has such a
Yeah.
huge benefit of that. The last time I felt even close to this was Horizon. I
Yeah.
harped
To
on
an
you to play
original story,
Horizon. Yeah,
I'm there with you.
it's
I'm
the
there with
only
you.
one
Or
that
Ghost
even
of
comes
Tsushima.
close recent. Yeah, or Ghost. That's also that's an even better example, honestly. Is Ghost of
But like,
Tsushima,
yeah,
but
original stories are hard to come by, dude. Like,
mhm.
especially nowadays, in what we're just like experiencing as like a recycling bin
Yeah, and
of stories.
not only was it
What a breath
like
of fresh air, bro.
Yeah, not only was it confusing and awesome and weird, but it was engaging. It's been a long time since I've been engaged with every bit of dialogue,
That
every
Legend of
journal
Dragoon,
entry.
like, style fighting too, dude, where you have to be
Mm.
on that, dude, or, like, parrying, jumping, like, gradient, like, dude, if you're not locked in, like,
Especially in expert mode, which we played on.
this game
Yeah.
is not stoner conducive, friends. Let us assure you this.
There were many a
Extra
late
challenging.
there were many a high late nights that the next morning I wiped through when I was struggling with.
Dude! It's like, wow, I was making that harder than that was. All right,
Guess
fine.
I just needed to sleep a little.
But all right, dude, back to the story. I'm just gonna
Yeah.
ask you, favorite like character aspect of the story.
For favorite aspect of the story is very hard. Okay, I'm gonna go with the Grandis and Minoko and Noko. The Grandis and why is it escaping me? Gestrels.
Oh, the
The,
Gestrals.
the the Gestrels and the Grandis might be my
Like the
favorite aspect.
peoples of the world.
Yeah, the population,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
things
No,
that they
yeah, dude.
populated the
Yeah.
world with. Every
Like,
single one of them, I ran around and talked to all of them
yeah.
in
And
both
especially now, like
everywhere.
knowing that they're like creations by Little Verso. You know,
Hmm.
that like this was like a child's interpretation of like how like the world could be. You know, like where everything is just like good, like for the most part. You know, like until the
Everyone,
fracture happens and like then everyone's get introduced. Like
everything lives forever and
everything lives
nothing
forever.
dies, or and if it even if it somehow does die, it can be brought back.
Yep.
Like,
Yep. The beauty of it, dude. Like how the gestrals are paintbrushes. The sacred river is almost like cleaning your brush off. You know,
dude,
like
that's
cleaning it off.
going along with that point. There are so many playing through it in New Game Plus. There are
Dude.
everything in the game is screaming at you as to what is happening in the
Yeah.
game, and you are clueless. You said it. You could have given me 10,000 guesses, and I never would have guessed
Yeah.
ever.
Everybody, because I was the first out of a few of our friends to play through the stories, and everyone obviously, like, naturally wants to guess like
Their
what's going on.
theories. We all
You're
had
just
our
putting out
theories.
your theories, you know what I mean? And I just had to sit there, just like, how do I like explain without explaining anything? And that was my way to do it. I was like, no matter what you just like concoct, you're wrong.
Yeah.
And I don't know how to like put that in a
What's
way that won't
interesting
spoil it for you.
What's interesting is that a few of us got a few aspects
Yeah.
correct, but there's just no
Most
way to put
actually,
it.
yeah.
Yeah, but
Most
there's no
people
way
got
to put it
different
together.
aspects of things like in a cloud of correct. But there's just no way to put like the war going on
The
with the
fact that
writers
you're
and the
in a
painters,
in
like
a painting, that you're in a canvas, and
I
that like
can't
this
believe
work.
we know like there's got to be somebody out there who's like, man, I guessed it,
I guessed
and
it. You're lying.
congrats
You're
to you,
lying.
bro. But you like incredible way to hide something right there. Not to
I
go back
mean,
to the God of War analogy, but it's like Atreus being Loki. Like
it's right in
it's
front of your face
right there,
the whole time.
and you just can't grasp it because you just don't
Sorry
have
if you
the
haven't
SKU.
played Ragnarok. But
We'll actually find out at the end of the first game.
oh
But
yeah. Either way.
uh,
No, but like to your point, it's right in front of you. Pictos, pictures,
yeah, oh,
Lumina,
dude, right? Like
like
chroma, like
Chroma, just
like dude,
every
everything.
single aspect of the game.
It's the way they did it again. It, no notes.
No notes, no
Like
notes. Uh, before we get too far, I want to turn that question back on you. What
mm,
is
mm.
your favorite aspect or character of the game?
Favorite character, Eskie.
I,
Like
I knew you were gonna
that.
say it.
Like
It's
to me, is some like the way the fact that Verso painted him, you know, to like be
yes.
there
Oh,
for like people in their darkest moment when they like need something most. Like I just get emotional like even think about it, bro. It's just so beautiful. Like it actually brings me to one of my gripes a little bit now that I played New Game Plus. I really wish that he would have been there when Gustav puts the gun to his head. And I think maybe is it because he didn't have his rocks, or there must be an explanation to why he wasn't there. Because like that was one thing where I was like, SK should have been there. You know what I mean? Even if like not physically, but maybe as like
yeah.
a voice. Like,
Somehow
you know,
it's
the
interesting.
concept of that character hits me just so hard, man. Because like like I just think like what a lovely world it would be if every one of us had an SKA in our lives to like be there when we have had those like awful dark moments. Like there would be so many like better people around because someone gave them a little wee when they were
when they
feeling like
had
their
all the
most woo.
woo.
You know, like that hits me just so hard, bro. Like what a like again, the creators of this, like they must have had an SKA in their lives, like to conceptualize of this,
Or at
or
least
needed one
or at least
desperately.
hoped for one.
Right.
Yeah.
Like man, and like that just like gets me incredibly. So like it's between him and Verso because the tragedy of what is that character, like as main characters go, it's incredible depth. Like
Mhm.
it's like more twists and turns and tragedy than like Cloud, and I can't even
That's insane.
with
Yeah,
that.
yeah. And, it's interesting. We do keep saying that Verso is the main character, and he is in a way, but he also isn't. I would say like him and Mael are almost equally the main
Equally the main
characters
character.
in different
I
parts of the game. I mean, Act 1 is called Gustav, Act 2 is Verso, and Act 3 is Mael for those reasons. Like
yeah,
like those are the main characters during those
it's really
aspects
good
of the
too. I didn't
game.
think about
Yeah, like I do.
that. Yes,
Yeah, like
you
so it's
deserved yourself a
interesting.
spot at the head of the suit, Kyle.
Sunny quote.
Funny quote.
One day we'll make a graphic and you'll
Dude,
see how many pop up per episode.
to go
But
back, my favorite aspect of the game though is the fact uh that Renoir through this, like what he's doing is erasing the canvas, right? And he's being
Mhm,
very callous about it, seemingly.
mhm.
But like it's his son, right? And like obviously he doesn't want to do this. Like obviously it hurts him to do this. So like he invokes the gommage, and that's like this terrible thing. But like he does it in the most gentle and like a way that paints beauty. You know, like he turns people to flowers. You know, like when Sophie turns, like she's scared and she's
And you
like
can see
holding
no
Gustav,
pain.
and then when it starts, she feels relaxed and
Yeah,
she
you
just
can
lets
see
go
it. Mm,
and just like falls back into it. You know, like he gives people like the most beautiful, elegant, gentle way out that there is. Like
mhm.
again, should we be so lucky, dude? What a lovely world that it would be that when we lost our loved ones, that they would just turn into flowers,
Yeah.
like and like felt no pain, felt no suffering, just felt like this like wave of calm because that weird like light hits and like everyone feels calm and
It's
just goes.
interesting. It's
It's
interesting because that's
so beautiful to
definitely
me.
in my mind they made me think that might that's a statement to the people who are hurt by losing people are the ones that have to stay, that have to
Right?
exist without. It's not
Exactly.
the ones that are gone. They
Yeah.
faded away. They're gone.
hmm
Mm.
In this beautiful calm, and then everyone else like has to like live with this like.
And try to trudge on
And
and
that's
figure out
also
what to do.
a lovely thing that I love about this game is how in depth they thought about what the people of Lumiere would be like.
Hmm.
Like everyone goes to the harbor, they have this big party, right? Like everyone is having a happy day, and then tragedy strikes, and then like after, like there's people who come and like comfort the kids.
Hmm.
There's like this beautiful system that they have in place to like take care of their people
And I
after the gommage.
and I really like how they also show that the people of Lumiere haven't lost like their sense of humor almost. Like the opening line, I
Yeah.
just restarted New Game Plus, and the opening line of the game is Mael saying, you're to Gustav, you're supposed to give flowers to people before they wither and die. And his response is, "Are you talking about the flower or Sophie?"
Oof.
And she goes, "Oof, dark. Sophie would approve." And like that
Ah,
right there is the
right.
opening line of the game. It shows that like this world is horribly tragic and dark, but these people find the light in
Yeah,
it.
because
And
they have
that's
to.
that's
Like,
what it's all about.
What else are you
It's
gonna do?
that's all we can do is find the light within that
Yeah,
darkness and
and like
hold
you
on for
actually bring
dear
up a
life.
great point as well. Is that this is a very funny game. Very rarely do I actually like laugh out loud at games. There's like a few, but
Mhm.
like I can't really like pull any that I can think of out of my mind right now. But like, dude, there's like at least like a handful of moments where like I was genuinely laughing.
Especially for a game that's not supposed to be funny.
That's
Like
so tragic.
I laughed a ton at South Park: The Stick of Truth, and you
Right,
know what I mean. Like
right.
I
Totally,
laughed
totally,
a
totally.
ton at those at funny games, but not something where it's just
Dude, like I
horribly
like like playing through
tragic.
Final Fantasies or like like Legend of Dragoon Chronicross. Like those games aren't funny.
No,
Like there's not a lot of comedy going
there's a
on.
few moments that are like ah ha ha, like or
Right,
you're like, but like not. There were several moments where I was like,
right. Like just like where Minoko is like as a responsible parent, like come along, like
come along, come into danger,
absolutely,
son.
like like that shit is just so great.
SKA, so many like a couple like
Well,
many multiple times with the SKA, just
his
and
voice actor.
Francois, between him and Francois, hilarious.
Oh,
Like
yes. I, actually, dude, I'm so glad you brought that up because I was gonna go elsewhere, and I know we got to wrap this up quick, but like that's another thing that speaks to me so personally, and like like to the people I love, there's that bicker. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? We just bicker with each other. It's that like insulting type like love. And there's a line in the game where Verso says to SK where he's like, Francois has his own rocks. Like, why does he keep taking yours? Like, what's with like this like battle you guys got going on? And he's like, because Francois and I are buddies.
Buddies.
Like, dude, I love that so much, dude. He's like, why are you such dicks to each other? He's like, because we love each other,
Like, what
man.
do you
Like, 'cause
mean?
he's my best friend. Like,
What do you like with your best friend, you weirdo?
I absolutely love it, dude. And then when you think about it, that's how him and Minoko are. Absolutely. Like,
Yeah,
they're
where
just
they're
like
like, "You want to
arguing. They're like,
fight?"
you want to fight? Like, yeah.
Yeah, like, cool.
Which again, back to Minoko being a dog, dude. Like all that. Like, you want to fight? You want to go for a walk? Like, you want to like throw a stick around? You want to get nuts? It's like, absolutely, I want to get nuts, dude. Like,
And what's crazy about that is you pointed out in the, which I missed it in the credits, that Minoko
someone's
is
dog.
someone's dog, which is just
It's like the
that's how
like
you do it.
Sandfall like company dog. Like, dude, like how beautiful. I
Well, and
swear
like
to you on my life, Kyle, that when I get a dog, its name as a puppy will be Noko. And when it grows, it will be Minoko. I
and then when you
guarantee
get
you
another
this.
puppy, it will be Noko.
I guarantee you this as like a stamp on my life.
That's incredible. I love it. Seriously, and like to them, it may also just made me think that's also probably how they were able to put such good writing into their relationship because it's
Personal.
based in real. It's
Yeah,
based
it's
in reality. No one's inventing feelings for this.
yeah.
That's why it hits so hard and hits so deep.
And I
I
do
gen
think that they had the benefit as a small company, of not having anybody around like over the shoulder, like, like the data overlords telling them this doesn't work, this doesn't sell, this doesn't that, this
this
won't
didn't
work.
test well. This didn't test well
Exactly.
in this
Hmm.
market. We need to make sure we open it to as many people as
Yep.
possible
Yep.
where they just made the
I
game they
think that
wanted to make and put it out.
exactly right. I think like like if this is proof of anything, is that this is exactly what we need more of. A game that had this much depth that came out at $50, mind you, not at 70. They could have charged 70. I would have paid 70. I would have not been upset with the like choice that I made at paying 70. So I've paid $70 for some games, and it has not been $70 worth of game. I know you guys can all empathize with what I'm feeling here. I would have
Yep.
paid $100 for this game. Not
Mhm.
don't hear me, data overlords. Yeah, we're not willing to pay $100 for games. Like I just felt the ceiling get lower on me.
I
Like
take it
as I
back
said it,
immediately.
like as
Immediately.
I said it. But like that was a choice they made, and like, dude, like if that isn't a like slap in the face, or at least like a like extreme like poster of what the industry should like be catering towards,
And striving to be,
bam, like that, dude. Like
it's on us to scream at the top of our lungs from every rooftop and tell those industry people here that this game is good, because if a $50 game wins game of the year, it will break the industry standard, and only we can do that. If we get together and
yeah.
scream about how good this game is, it
Kyle and
will
I always
force
say
them.
that like it's our responsibility as the fans to like when something is bad, like and genuinely bad, not just like our opinion as bad. It's like our responsibility to be vocal about it so that the overlords can know that that's not what we want. So like when the opposite happens, we must be equally as vocal when something is positive, which this game has been getting, which like I'm
Mhm.
so happy.
The
Like
word
pretty
of
much
mouth is
everyone is
crazy.
glazing this game. Like I can
Yeah.
think of like that moment with Gustav where he puts the gun into his head. I wish SK would have come up. It's not like
Mhm.
something that's like a bad thing. It's just something that would have given me an extra burst of tears down my face. You know what I mean? Like
Another round of crying.
the gestural beaches could have been less extraordinarily infuriating. Like, you know what I mean? But like other than that, dude, like if those are the things, then I give it a 9.9.9, like out of 10. You know what I mean?
Sure.
You can point nine another point, can't you?
Sure. No, I definitely agree with that sentiment.
Not with the mathematics.
Not with the math, but I can't agree with the
I don't do
sentiment.
numbers here, Kyle.
I know, buddy. It's okay.
I do words.
Well, you try.
Eh.
I mean, there's not much that can be said about this game other than it's amazing, and never doubt what a small group of dedicated people
Dude,
can do. We can
absolutely.
change the industry. It's the
Like
only thing that ever changes anything.
like to
Is
me
this
personally, like the stand like this is the standard, dude. If you're gonna put out like a turn-based RPG on me and it's not this engaging, like brother, I'm turning it off.
if you're gonna
Like
put out any kind of game and it's not engaging as this at this point, I'm gonna have a hard time not being like, man, for $50 I played a better game than this.
dude,
You
I'm
know what
looking
I
at
mean?
GTA 6 and I'm like, puh. You best come at me with something more than jiggle physics if you're gonna think I'm gonna give you game of the year, sucker.
Yeah, no, for real. If you guys can think of any other suggestions for game of the year as of now, we're halfway through the year. Please let us know so we can play them. That's how
Yeah,
we found this game
please.
was
Yeah.
a suggestion from one of you watchers, so we would really really appreciate it. We do love that you guys stopped by. We really hope you made it to the end here.
Yes.
And we have been your hosts for hire. We will catch you with the next episode.
Peace.